Getting scammed is the worst feeling ever, especially if said scam is in the shape of a pyramid. A pyramid was constructed as an in-depth form, but if you look at its shadow, it's just a triangle. Funny though, this triangle had me going around in circles. Maybe I'm just realizing now that this is pointless. Regardless, that's not going to stop me because this case was personal.
You look tired. You should get some rest. So, a pyramid scheme goes by many names, but in the end, they're all the same. Let's use a burrito, for example. Let's say you have person A. They're at the very top. If person A recruits person B and C, then they would have to give person A 100% of their burrito in order for B and C to secure their position at level 2. If B and C recruits persons D, E, F, and G, then they would have to give persons B and C all of their burritos to secure their position at 3rd. Then, B and C would have to split those burritos with person A. Well, that's the scheme in a nutshell. People have to be careful because nowadays they're called multi-level marketing, or MLM for short. The only difference is that MLMs tend to sell an actual product.
It takes me back the first time I met with the recruiter. I was on my way to a farmer's market during a break from class. Out of nowhere, a man popped out of the bushes and said, "Hey, you look like a young man who needs a job." He was around his late 30s to early 40s and clearly hadn't shaved in a few days. His hair, what was left of it, was slicked back, covering his obvious bald spot, and he had bags under his eyes. It was safe to assume that he was desperate. I guess he just finished eating seconds ago because he had a fresh ketchup stain on his shirt, plus a few crumbs around his mouth. Despite his flaws, he was right. I did need a job. I only had enough money to buy an apple and a small orange drink. Yeah, I was a little short on cash to get a meal that made me happy. So this dude, I'll admit, had me intrigued. As he continued to talk, he reminded me of an anime I had recently watched. A normal salesperson would be trying to sell you a product, right? That's when it came to me. I said, hold up, how can we all make money if it's only dependent on new people signing up? Won't we all eventually run out of people, assuming anyone else would want to join to begin with? And why is no money being made from the actual product? I'm pretty much going to be losing money paying you to stay a part of this. After declining to join and buying my snack, I got back to class and did some Googling and found out it was a pyramid scheme he was pushing. And the anime I was thinking about, Welcome to the NHK. I thought that would have been the last time I heard from them, but I was gravely mistaken. Years later, my sister, Sam, a successful businesswoman with 2 loving kids, was looking for something different because she was tired of her current employment. She was approached by a recruiter, just like me, but the difference? This recruiter was suave, calculated, and knew how to seal the deal. One day, my sister called me to ask if I wanted to be a part of something. As she was talking, I started getting deja vu. If it walks like a duck, talks like a duck, it could be a goose, but in this case, it was definitely a duck. My sister invited me and Erica to one of their seminars. I wouldn't have gone, but it was my sister. The goal was to get her out because it was obvious that she didn't know what she was getting herself into. Also, Erica and I were hungry, so we didn't plan on staying long. We pulled up to this nice hotel. It was visually beautiful, but reeked of bad intentions.
Are you ready to get your life started now? Are you ready to become a millionaire? Are you ready to put up to that lame job stocking shelves at that boring grocery store you've given 10 years of your life to in a Mercedes-Benz and tell your jerk of a boss that you quit? Don't shout your life anymore!
It was a great presentation, but there were too many red flags. For starters, they overly tried to explain that it was not a pyramid scheme. The structure they showed, however, was literally a triangle. Plus, the products that they were pushing were unrecognizable. After the seminar, they tried for what felt like forever to recruit me and Erica. We went back and forth in the parking lot for a while with me trying to convince Sam that it was definitely a pyramid scheme. It's a pyramid scheme! She didn't seem to believe me, but fortunately, she ended up not joining.
I went to some seminars. right? She paid for me to do it, but I never I think I logged in like the 1 or 2 times I was around her, but I never just got out there to say, let me find some people, because I told you I just feel stupid. I'm talking about, the only person I ever asked was Joey. I just couldn't see myself doing that. And then this was like a test. You know what? Let me see, can I talk to Quan or my mama or something like that? And I was just like, this ain't for me, because I ain't got time to be sitting up there trying to convince somebody for 15 goddamn. You gonna buy this shit or not? No, let me move. I just didn't see myself going around trying to sell a product I never tried. No,
That was very
what was confusing me is that
just because of the fact that I'm not gonna watch this.
I'm hungry. Till next time.